Sometimes you meet people and there's an immediate click. It's as though you've always known each other. And that happened with Louise. I instantly knew her, and I think she instantly knew me. And it was the beginning of a life together.
Oh, really? Isn't that wonderful? Yes, that's going to be great.
Going to be terrific.
First, I had a real passion for the work. I do believe she's one of the great innovators of the 20th century. There was no such thing as environment, or as we call it now, installation, when she began working in the 40s, making installations of her work. Sculpture was much more challenging than painting, and there were very few women. So she gave permission to generations of people to expand. She was a lady who had no limitations. So when I opened my gallery in Boston, one of my priorities was to make a Nevelson exhibition. The idea that I would have these works to install was very enticing and intriguing. Nevelson's work is actually very Baroque, rich, giving, excessive. And as she gets older, the work becomes simplified. She begins to work in a very strict vocabulary of forms. Some of the works become incredibly minimal. There's a wall made out of only vertical boards. And suddenly this diagonal comes into her vocabulary, which was so strictly vertical and horizontal. And in a way, it's like pulling the plug and giving her permission to be rampant in her work. Images seem to be flying out of the walls, and there's no constriction left. In the very late work, she makes a landscape on the floor out of boxes that were crates in which artillery was packed. And she calls it artillery landscape. I said to her, "That's a very tough name." And she said to me, "Let them know that you can make something very beautiful out of something very terrible." In the late work, there's that sense of ebullient freedom, ravishing beauty. And I think she ends her life in a kind of rapturous glory of experimentation.